Alright, what's up guys? So today I just got a quick little Arc Hunter build for you. This build is absolutely disgusting. It has been for a while now, pretty much ever since the Shinobu's Vow gauntlets were introduced. But I just wanted to quickly cover a sort of rebuild of it for Season 22, Season of the Witch. It is still very, very, very good for this season. And I just kind of want to show you guys why. So starting out, just going to get into the build. You're using Gathering Storm, of course. Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump. Obviously, jump is your preference. Combination Blow and Skip Grenades. Gambler's Dodge is for that melee. Combination Blow is for Combination Blow. Skip Grenade is obviously because we need that to benefit from Shinobu's Vow. Then we're going to be running Flow State just for the extra amplification and, you know, dodge, recharge, all that stuff. Then we're going to run Lethal Current for our melee. Just a nice one to run. It's almost kind of pointless to run Tempest Strike, so really Lethal Current's your only option. Then we're going to run Spark of Resistance, Spark of Ions, Spark of Shock, and Spark of Amplitude. Resistance is for the resistance. Spark of Ions is for those extra ionic traces from defeating jolted targets, which Spark of Shock is going to jolt targets with our grenades, and since this is a grenade build, those two feed into each other really nice. Spark of Amplitude is just for the extra orbs of power, because you're going to pretty much constantly be amplified with this build. Guns, once again, this is a very common thing with all of my builds. They don't usually revolve around weapons. However, I do have recommendations. Auto rifles are in this season still for barrier, so it's never a bad idea to run an auto rifle. They're solid weapons if you get decent rolls on them, and you always have barrier covered. In the video, like in the gameplay, you see me running the Doom of Kelkis here, just mostly for the Unstoppables, because that is in this season as well. Run whatever you'd like here. I recommend running a special weapon. Don't do double primaries. Thunderlord. This is a really great option for this build because, of course, it's Arc, so there's some good synergy there. You're going to be matching your subclass, which, of course, is going to be good for the artifact where you have the elemental orbs this season, so, which, you know, this is not, don't worry about this right now, it's not spec'd right for this build. That video was recorded before. I'm now recording this section after, so my artifact is a bit messed up. That's why my armor is also different. Thunderlord is a really great option. Really good damage. Really good for ad clearing and heavy enemies and bosses, everything. It's a really great all-around heavy, and it just so happens to be Arc, so it fits the build very well. And then starting with our helmet, you're going to want to run Ashes to Assets. It's a grenade build, so it's really good to get that extra super energy. Harmonic Siphon, just so you get the orbs from, say, a special Arc weapon or your Thunderlord. Ammo Finder of your choice. I don't even know why I have special on here. It's because I was running a different build earlier, but preferably heavy Ammo Finder or another Siphon, or if you really want more super, then go for another Ashes to Assets. Then on the Shinobu's Vow themselves, all these do is improves your skip grenade along with giving you an extra grenade charge. It's going to be very, very good on ad clearing for this, and it's also going to return energy when it damages enemies. That's a big key thing there. So just throwing one grenade into a big group of enemies can chain between all of them and give you practically your entire grenade back for free. So really, really nice exotic that we're running here. And on that, you're going to want to run Firepower. If you're throwing a lot of grenades, it's natural to want to get orbs of power off of grenade kills. So that makes sense. Then you're going to want to run a Grenade Kickstart. So just for throwing a grenade, you also gain additional grenade energy back, and you gain even more back if you have armor charges, and it'll use those armor charges to give you more. So from one grenade, between damaging enemies and Grenade Kickstart, a lot of the time you'll actually just get your grenade completely back. So it's really, really nice. I just threw Fastball on there because I only had one energy left, and that's pretty much the only one that uses one energy. It just lets you throw your grenade slightly further. On your chest piece, these mods don't matter too much. Just run whatever damage resistances you need for whatever you're doing, and I usually try to run some reserves of some kind as well, so whatever you feel like you need. If you're using void weapons, then throw on some void reserves, but I'm personally running Arc reserves here. Then on the leg armor, I'm running Innervation, Recuperation, and Stacks on Stacks. So Innervation, that is going to reduce your grenade cooldown just for picking up orbs. Recuperation is just going to give you health for picking up orbs. And Stacks on Stacks is going to give you an additional armor charge for picking up an orb. So instead of only getting 1 armor charge, you're going to get 2. And this is really, really nice. You generally max out at 3, so just picking up 2 orbs will grant you max stacks, and throwing your grenade, it'll give you like a solid quarter to third of your grenade back just for throwing it. So like I said, you can usually get your entire grenade charge back if you throw 1 good skip grenade into a group of enemies and you have at least 2 or 3 stacks of armor charge. So really, really nice there. Moving on to the cloak. I run Bomber, well actually double Bomber and Distribution. Bomber is just going to give you grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Distribution is going to reduce all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near targets, so keep that in mind. Try to use your dodge when you're somewhat within range of enemies, because not only is that going to give you your melee back if you've used it, which you should be, but it's going to help with your grenade cooldown and your melee cooldown as well. So really solid there. And then of course the main 2 stats you're going to want to go into here are going to be resilience and discipline. You can see I have max on both of those. That's what you really, really want to shoot for. The grenade build, so you obviously want the lowest cooldown you can get on your grenades. Resilience is just a flat damage reduction, so you always want to go for that. Okay, so getting into the build here, you can see it's a fairly simple rotation of dodging, meleeing, and throwing grenades. As long as you're kind of doing any of that in no specific order, you're going to be doing pretty well on this build. This is a Legend Lost sector. I'm about 16 power level under for this. Like I said, it's fairly straightforward. Throwing grenades, dodge to charge your melee up, punch something, that'll chain lightning, and when it kills things, it's also going to heal you with that melee as well. As long as you kill something with your melee, you're going to get your dodge back. Then you can throw another grenade, throw another grenade potentially, melee, dodge, throw a grenade. It's a pretty simple rotation, but it does work extremely well. Of course, running Thunderlord is going to milk these champions for you, but whatever floats your boat. If you want to run a different heavy, I'm not going to be mad about it. Honestly, that's the build. There's not a crazy amount to it. Fairly simple, straightforward build. Works phenomenally this season. If you're using the Thunderlord, you're also going to be generating those orbs from the seasonal artifact. So all in all, you're going to be looking at a very solid build here. I was only like about halfway through the seasonal artifact when I was running this build for this lost sector, trying to get the new exotic for the hunter. I mean, you can see how well it's doing. So later down the line, further in artifact unlocks and stuff, you're going to be able to get reduced cooldowns for picking up orbs and all this cool shit. So the build only has potential to grow. It's always been a very good build, and it's still just absolutely top tier. Does great for pretty much any activity in the game. Lost sectors, nightfalls, like Grandmaster nightfalls, raiding, all kinds of stuff. Has super good ad clearing potential, along with potential boss damage if you run, say, a rocket launcher with Demolitionist. You're going to be able to throw 3 or 4 grenades before you have to wait on a cooldown, which is 3 or 4 extra rockets that you don't have to reload on. So things like that make this very good in so many different situations. So really recommend you guys go try this build out if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.